What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if the Harry Potter open world RPG should be M rated. So this was a video requested to me by Sawyer Dog, so I definitely appreciate your suggestion. As always, guys, if you have suggestions, if you guys want me to make videos, not just on Harry Potter, but on any game, definitely let me know in the comments. I try and look at as many comments as humanly possible, and so I really do try to make videos specifically for you guys. So if you guys do ask for videos, I'll absolutely try my best to make them. Really fast, I do just want to promote my second channel. The link will be in the description below if you guys want to check it out, subscribe there. It would mean a lot to me. And also the fact that we're getting very, very close, I think, to Harry Potter's announcement. I do different kinds of videos there, but just basically extra coverage on news stories, on games when they actually release, on movies when they come out. So all those different things will be on that channel as well. So if you guys like what you see here, there's definitely more of it over there. Now he specifically asked, what do you think it's going to be rated? I wanted to ask it as a question, should it be M rated? Now, I've seen people ask this question actually before with like Batman and in the Batman videos that I cover, and I've never really given it the time of day. I don't actually know why I don't give it that much thought when I think of Batman versus Harry Potter, but Harry Potter is interesting because when you think of Harry Potter, you don't think it's the most gory, gruesome thing in the world. And I gotta be careful of the words I choose on YouTube to say because YouTube's dumb, but you don't necessarily think of those kind of things, right? At the same time, when you think of a game, what would you want that game to, I mean, that is a question, right? What would you want that game to be rated? I think of, there are some of my favorite games of all time that are like T for teen. Uncharted 4. Uncharted actually, as a franchise in general, has actually kept that teen rating all the way through. You obviously have it really, in my opinion, it depends on what they're trying to go for in the game. See, for Harry Potter, one of the things I think you definitely are like kind of safe from is like language, is those kind of things. Like think about all the different reasons why games get rated a certain way. Okay, now I don't really even want to say some of the categories because I just want to be as careful as I can. But if you think about language, let's say, that's a really nice way of saying it, or other things that are more adulty, right? Harry Potter pretty much stays away from it. Actually, it does entirely, right? There's no language really in the movie. Obviously, you can have very, very minor curse words, and again, those can fit in to T games. Okay, games can be rated T for teen, and they could have very, very small amount of language used. Obviously, then you have the more violent aspects. So think of games like Doom. Think of and you know what I mean. And even games like Dragon Age, games like Witcher. Like, yes, there are some like gory, like the violence in those games can sometimes help it get to that M rating. But at the same time, it's also because of a lot of other things that those games have. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Harry Potter, again, I think the more risky or risque things in those games, it's immediately eliminated. Okay, so you have to eliminate that entirely. And then again, when it comes to violence, well, you're using spells. Avada Kedavra just eliminates you from the planet, but you just drop, right? You just drop on the ground. You're not like, there's nothing too excessive going on there, right? This is a very I know maybe you guys are only interested in the topic, but let me tell you, this is a very difficult video to talk because you know how fast I like to talk, you know how engaged I like to get, but I have to really be careful of the words that I'm using. But you know what I mean? So even the violent aspect of using a wand, it's not that violent. So in my opinion, I think if I had to guess what it's going to be rated, I would guess teen. I really would. I would guess that this is a T for teen game. I don't really see, because I get it, and I guess when you think of a world, of what this world could be, I mean, yeah, it can get kind of dark, but it really can, I think, still work in that lower category of rating. Now, I mean, let me get this out there too, kind of in the middle of the video, I know, but does it matter all that much? No, I really don't think the rating for this game matters all that much. Okay, I do understand, and even back in the day, like probably like back a couple generations of consoles ago, the ratings were a pretty darn big deal, especially when it came to physical stores because of the limitations of giving it to younger people, right? Getting a rating, especially like those X ratings, those could really, mess up a game, like massively. I don't honestly feel like it matters that much anymore. You see games, whether it be in franchises that they're selling more than ever before, or new games, but I really just don't think the rating matters all that much. I don't think this is going to be like an E for everyone game, right? But I don't think there's going to be that much of a difference between the two. Again, I think For me personally, I don't really need to see all the gore, all the, all that kind of the insane violence. I mean, there are games where I've gotten that before and it's completely fine. Like Doom, right? I've bought Doom Eternal. I've played Doom Eternal. I beat Doom Eternal, actually. I love that game. That's a really, really solid game. But, like, when you think of Harry Potter, and see, that's another important thing is, what do you want from this game? Pretty much, that's kind of the question you have to ask, is what do you want from this Harry Potter game? Because I see it as, again, open world. You're going to be going, you're going to have different, like, dialogue options, right? There's going to be different students. Maybe you're going to have conversations, and you're going to basically just get to know them, right? You're going to have, like, that kind of relationship with them. Same thing with maybe teachers. There's going to be villains, but again, the Harry Potter villains. So, like, how evil are they? I mean, obviously, yeah, like Voldemort. I mean, I think he's a pretty darn solid villain, but you have the villains that aren't overly excessive, even in what they do to show you. And that's another thing too. The villain, what they do to show you that they're a villain. The Harry Potter ones, like, they're not doing the worst things imaginable to show you that you have to be afraid of them, or to show you that they're powerful, right? They're pretty tame. So I think that's actually a good word. That's the first time I've said that in this video. I think Harry Potter overall is kind of tame. And again, what I want from this game doesn't really involve that much over-the-top stuff. I don't really expect to be going around Hogwarts. And think about it, a fifth-year Hogwarts student, aren't you like 15, 16 at that age, right? Because you can only go to Hogwarts when you're like 17, or I forget the actual age, but you're a teenager. You're like a middle of the line teenager. Do you really expect them to go around Hogwarts and just start dropping, words that are just, I mean, yeah, people do it in high school and stuff, but do you expect that in Hogwarts, right? It's not necessarily something you expect. So, and if the game is built so much on dialogue and choices and conversations and those kind of things, it's like, well, I think you can be pretty safe to assume that they're not going to go all that overboard, right? And another thing too is, with a Harry Potter game, the demographic of this channel is actually quite wide, and the age group is quite wide. So there's a lot of there's people that watch this that are like within the 13 to 17 range. There's actually people that watch this that are 40 and above. Okay, I have there's a lot of different people, a lot of different age groups of people that watch this. But you have to think also with the Harry Potter game, okay, or I mean whatever they end up calling it, because it's not going to be called Harry Potter whatever, right? But you're gonna know it's a wizard game. You're gonna know it's like the Harry. I mean, it's technically what the Wizarding World. And then it's like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So you're going to have that. And you're going to have people, think about it. I mean, Universal, they have rides there. The Harry Potter franchise in general is massive. Like, it's a franchise that isn't necessarily as big and has survived as long as, say, like a Star Wars or something that's lasted as long as it. No, not necessarily, but I mean, it's been around for a very long time already, and it definitely has the ability to stay around for wizards, right? Magic is a very powerful thing. And so what I'm saying here is basically there's a lot of young people that watch these movies, that go to the theme parks, that buy the merchandise, that play with wands, that play around with magic, right? Like imagination, right? So this is a game that I think is going to appeal. Now, no, again, it's not going to appeal to like 5, 6, 7-year-olds, right? I mean, it's not like a Lego game where you could very easily hand it off to a young child and have them play it. It's not geared for them, but it's pretty much geared for anybody besides that. You do want this game to be pretty deep. You do want this guy, by saying that too, I don't want it to come off of like, I want this game to be so simple that like a 10-year-old can play it. I mean, I think a 10-year-old will probably be able to play it, but I do want the game to be filled with, I want it to be as the world as realized as like a Witcher, or again, like pick your favorite like open world game. I want it to be as realized and as like fulfilling and as lived in. I love open world games that feel like things are constantly happening and they've been around. It's not like it's not like the day I got there is the day that the world started going, and then if I leave it, then it just stops. I love worlds that literally feels like they've always been there. They've had stuff going. I can pop in, pop out, and I know like stuff is still going to be happening. You know what I mean? I love that. And that's what I hope for Harry Potter. And I do think that's a little bit of like not necessarily like an older mindset, but just a mindset of someone that's not like, like a 5, 6, 7-year-old, right? So it's a very interesting conversation for sure. Again, I think my prediction would be that it would be rated T. I think that I would actually kind of want it to be rated T, because if you go in the M territory, like why? My biggest question for that would be why. It's not because of violence, because what can you really do that's all that violent in Harry Potter? It can't be for language, because again, like I don't want people going around, having that kind of language just in Hogwarts. Like that's weird. Like Dumbledore is going to be your headmaster, and not in this game, but like eventually Dumbledore will be there and all that kind of stuff, right? So like that's disrespectful. You don't want that. You know what I mean? So I really just don't see. And then obviously there's the other adult stuff that it's like again that's not Harry Potter. All those things, all those M-rated kind of things I can think of that would get the game to be M-rated, it's not Harry Potter. It's not the Wizarding World, and so it's just something that I think would be kind of forced in. It wouldn't even be weird. It would be forced in to the game to make it that. I think the game will be rated T, though. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What's your rating for this game? Do you agree with what I was saying? Let me know, as always. And again, like I said in the beginning of the video, let me know if you guys have any suggestions for future Harry Potter videos. I'm definitely open to anything. As we get closer, as we already are, I do want to start picking up the coverage. And once we see Harry Potter, I'll definitely be talking about it a whole lot more often on the channel as well. But again, if you guys have suggestions for Harry Potter, if you guys have suggestions for any topic that you want me to make on the channel, definitely let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, have that bell icon turned on so you know when all the videos go up. Like I said, the second channel will be in the description below if you guys want to check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching more Harry Potter videos. I'll probably do like one a week at this point unless something big happens until we get the announcement, okay? So more Harry Potter videos coming very, very soon. I hope to see you guys in those videos.